here on our healthy living tips Mondays, right? We do this every Monday. Well, not every Monday, when we can, most Mondays. And my name is Anuschka. I'm an empowerment health coach and energy healer and a huge health advocate.
And I'm Dr. Rachael Meir, a clinical and health psychologist, and also, of course, a health advocate. And I don't tell you enough, Anuschka, but thank you so much always for being the brains behind the technology.
Yeah. Yes, I feel like I finally have somehow mastered it. No, they change it all the time. But yeah, thank you for the acknowledgement. I appreciate that. So today's topic we thought would make a difference is why do we eat for comfort? Right? Because I believe a lot of us, me personally, right?
Yep.
Especially if I'm in like those low vibration moods or it's like a gloomy day outside. Nighttime is like, and I know I've talked about this when it came to, when it came to like our snacks and healthy snacks options and whatnot, right? And so we just thought, why not talk about this here? So, yeah.
And it is. I think it's something that if you don't experience it, you're probably outside of the norm at some point somewhere, whether it's a grieving process or stress, or you've got some sort of an emotional issue going on with a family member or a friend or a romantic partner, or like you said, just when we're vibrating at a lower frequency and our energy just is lower. And there's a scientific explanation and a biological explanation, which has to do with a depletion of dopamine at that time or other hormones and neurotransmitters in our brain that cause us to feel happy. And it's the pleasure and the reward system. And if you're not getting that because of these additional sort of external variables or stressors, then we seek out comfort food, because generally speaking, comfort food are things that are higher carbs, higher sugars, things that translate and kick into affecting that reward and pleasure system in the brain that makes us feel good, even if it's just momentarily, that we kind of seek out.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. It's like it's a temporary solution, and it makes us feel good, right? Food is pleasure. and
we can never deny that.
Yeah, never. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? And I'll be honest, like the last couple of days, I haven't been the best of mood. And yesterday was kind of a gloomy day, and we had all this stuff happening with my Airbnb cleaner, and so like things were just kind of, there's this pattern, and now my dog's at the vet, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on with him. So the last couple of days, I've been wanting to comfort eat, and I've actually been allowing myself to have some of that comfort food. And at the same time, I'm still taking on the 80-20 rule, right? I'm still taking that because for the most part, I am healthy. For the most part, I have healthy choices. I mean, our fridge is pretty much filled with healthy choices, right? And when I do choose something that's comforting more than anything, a lot of times for me, it's chocolate or sugar, like Rachel said, right? Carbs or sugar, or whatever your guilt choice of food is, which it's not, right? Because you're treating yourself. And that's really the key is, again, the mindset of looking at it that way. And there are healthy snacks. I know, like with Isogenics, we have a ton of healthy snacks. I had a snack bite, for instance. I think I had 2 yesterday. Because, hey, why not, right? It's delicious. Yeah.
And you know what I love about everything that you're saying right now is because so many people would get down upon themselves and feel guilty after the fact and say, why did I do that? And I'm, so upset, or I shouldn't have done that. And that leads to this perpetual cycle of feeling guilty and probably a lot more comfort eating because you're putting yourself in even a lower frequency, lower mental well-being place of mind, right? Versus accepting that this is a temporary phase. It's not going to last forever. Yes, you're feeling a little bit more down and stressed. And yes, this is going to temporarily also help, but you're going to be mindful of it, intentional about it, and still choose a healthier of the comfort options where you're not dictated by those cravings, but you take control over what your body needs and wants.
Absolutely.
And allow it to happen.
Absolutely. Right? Exactly. And it's like having those healthier but like comfort food choices at the house really does make a difference. And I love like the whole, you mentioned the frequency, like I've been saying, when you have those thoughts, and really there is a scientific, well, when I don't know if it's scientific or not. Yeah, at this point, I feel like they're starting to do more science around frequency and the vibes of our feelings and emotions is really what I'm talking about. But shame and guilt are the lowest frequencies. They really are. It's like the bottom of the bottom. So it's like when you're constantly feeling that shame, guilt, all of that, that's again, like Rachel said, you're going to be putting your body in that, like not the best space whatsoever.
Right. And then your body's going to seek out more of the unhealthier, or maybe comfort food types of things to try to dig itself even further out of this hole that you keep going down, versus you acknowledging that you have a lower than ideal state of frequency, but it's not the rock bottom, and you can cope with it, and you can deal with it, and you can do something about it, and choose wisely on what you do and how much you give into it, or for what time frequency or time period, knowing that it's still the 80-20. It might be a little more on the 20-25 in this week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for sure. Yesterday, I try to do my best to have like my fruits and things, like, of course I had my shake, right? And I was having, like I said, 2 snack bites. I love our whey thins and the harvest thins, right? Or, oh my God, harvest crisps. Yeah. See, I have the whey thins now. So, and this is what happens when you're in low vibration, sometimes the words just don't come out of my mouth. I was just telling Rachel that. It's so funny. Yeah, no judgment around it. It's just sometimes, hey, there are days where you're not in the highest mode, and be gracious with yourself.
Yeah.
Choose healthier comfort food options, because there are so many of those. Whether you like the savory type food, or right, like, or the sweets.
And as much as I am 100% alignment, I am with Isogenics, I'm having those go-to easy options when you are craving something savory, sweet, salty, that you won't feel so like you've changed the tables, or let yourself down after so much amount of time of putting in the good work. However, I also just love a good old, so this weekend I made chicken pot pie. However, revised it and found a gluten-free, dairy-free option, was able to limit the amount of fats, or make sure I got the right types of rotisserie or good organic vegetables to go in it. And so there's still modifications that you can make where you feel good about that good old home cooking.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Not to discount actual food. I definitely did that. I'm like, I don't actually remember all that I've ate yesterday, but I just was allowing my body, like I was just allowing myself to eat whatever I was craving. And that's what I always say is, like, if you're in those moods and you're craving something, just give your body what it wants. And don't judge it. Just give your body that and allow the good feelings to come back. It's temporary, and be with it. That's okay. It's not like you're eating that way all the time. And I know I've mentioned this before, but if you really break it down anyway, if you eat, even if I was to eat crappy all day long, and like I'm healthy the rest of the 6 days, that's 85% healthy. One day out of 7 is only 15%, really. Like, if I actually did the calculations on it. So even that, hey, nothing wrong with that. So
no,
definitely.
I think that's where most people get caught up, is they feel like they undid 6 days of good work, versus saying, no, I did 6 days of good work and I deserve this, and I'm going to treat myself and be absolutely okay with it.
Seeing it as a reward, that in itself, our cells are always listening. And I always mention this and I always share about this, but our cells are always listening to our thoughts, our words, what we say out loud, what we say in our heads. Right. And so if you're constantly eating something, you're like, oh my God, this is so bad for me. Well, what's that doing to your body?
Right. And your brain doesn't even know the difference between imagery and visualization and reality. So if you can think it, it's real in your brain. So if you see yourself in this vision of negative light, or you see yourself as fat, or in some sort of, and I don't like to use that term, but I know people call themselves that, or, they use very degrading language that you wouldn't say to someone else. But if you say that to yourself over and over and picture yourself, your brain is going to see yourself that way, and it'll be much harder to change that perception.
Absolutely. And that's a huge part of weight wellness, right? It's not like we don't talk about it as weight loss ever, because it really is, it's weight wellness, it's health is what it comes
Right.
down to. And that's a big part of it, is the way we speak, our self-talk, the way we speak about ourselves. It's like, would you say
Right.
that to your best friend? The things that you say about yourself?
And don't say it to yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's it for today. I'm checking to see if anybody has any questions. I know we have people joining us here on Instagram. Hope this made a difference for you. And as always, if you are wanting to take your health and well-being to the next level, message either one of us. We would love to support you on your health journey, as we have had our personal struggles, health struggles and whatnot, and actually are healthier than ever, right? Thriving, absolutely. And we would love that for everyone else out there as well.
Yeah, I'd say collectively we have over 2 decades of experience and trial and error. So we put in the work that you don't have to do.
Very true. Very true. Well, have a wonderful rest of your Monday and week, everyone. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.